All right, guys, let's keep that energy going and give it up for Michael Beavers.
With karate chop, forever popping shit, pulling up and dropping shit. Gotta argue with him, cause a nigga love a toxic bitch. Niggas out here playing, gotta make them understand. No...
Yeah, gotta put the mic on them on. Stay clean comedy, you know? All right, you know, it's crazy, yo. My first ever time doing stand-up was in this competition in the prelims last year, you know? Yeah. And I suck so bad, I made people get up and leave the showroom. Like usually when people leave when you're performing, you don't necessarily know if it was your fault. You know, they might have been leaving anyway. But this time, these people walked out in the middle of my set, waited till it was over, and then came back and watched the rest of the show. So it was just me, man. I was being real disrespectful and offensive too. Like it was awkward. So it was so awkward that the next comic after me was a black dude. First thing out his mouth when he got on stage was, "Yo, let's get this out the way. I don't know that last Negro." It's crazy, man. But I know I gotta address my look, man. I like wearing a do-rag with professional attire, you know. I like that contrast. You know, people not knowing if I'm an African American or a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people question what I do looking like this. They be making jokes about what my profession could be. Somebody said something weird. Somebody said I look like I could be R. Kelly's lawyer. Right? Somebody else said I look like I could be a do-rag evangelist, knocking on doors, promoting the good word about waves. This MAGA enthusiast said I look like Donald Trump. That fucked up, right? I usually take this off before I perform anyway. Let me actually go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, let me just... All right, now we can officially go ahead and get started. Yeah, I'm definitely African American though. You know, people tell me I grew up white because I grew up so privileged. You know, I grew up in the suburbs with a dad. You know, like, you know, my father was really present. You hear black dudes complain about their dad abandoning them. I used to get mad this Negro was always around. I was like, damn man, can you go somewhere? Just stop coming in my room. I'm watching booty movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey. Man, like I got an allowance growing up. I feel like that's pretty white. That's very privileged, you know. Like black people don't normally do that shit. Like usually when you're black and you get an allowance, they call that parole. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Like I don't have no street cred, man. I can't fight. I can't fight. Josh Martier could probably fuck me up. But see, one of the dope things about stereotypes is that people find me threatening enough not to mess with me. But people are like, yo, we gotta end all racism. I'm like, slow your roll. I appreciate some of this shit. When you go over no street cred, it's really gratifying to be feared. Like, you scared of me, my suburbanite bitch ass? I'm basically Carlton. Shit, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I don't know, I like navigating white and black relations, though, especially in Philly. It's cool being in Philly, right? You know, I was talking to this gentrified white woman, this transplant white woman. She didn't understand the term John, right? I was trying to explain that there's a noun, she wasn't getting it. So I was like, all right, I gotta translate this to universal Caucasian. So I was like, all right, you know, the white equivalent of John would be, you know, like thingamabob. Or, you know, like whatchamacallit? Or maybe even, you know, like doohickey, right? You know, I speak pretty fluent Anglo-Saxon. I know these are words in a white vernacular, you know? But we be calling women Johns, though. That's the one thing that doesn't really translate, but that'd be cool if it did, like, right? Like one of these white dudes saw an attractive woman across the street and was like, oh, gosh, golly, that's one hot thingamabob. Boy, the things I would do to that doohickey. It's crazy, man. It's actually kind of hot up here. All right, I'm gonna do it for real this time. All right, nah, for real. All right. I was watching The Lion King recently. Anybody ever seen this movie? As an adult, right? Yeah, I was watching The Lion King, and I realized it might be the most racist, intolerant, fucked up movie I've ever seen. I was like, you know, because you got these fair-skinned lions, right? And everybody worshiping the fair-skinned lions. From the opening ceremony when Simba's born, don't even make no sense. Like, some animals have no business being there. Like, I don't get why zebras are celebrating the birth of a lion. Like, I don't think this is a momentous occasion for y'all. Like that'd be like if me and my bros showed up to a Blue Lives Matter rally. We could be happy about more cops in our neighborhood. Like these are your natural predators, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Scar got to live on the margins of society, you know what I'm saying? Nobody likes Scar because he's dark-skinned and gay. Right? Scar is a zesty-ass character, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? He always looking at his nails, he walk and talk sassy as shit. And you know he wasn't getting no pussy because then there'd be dark-skinned lions walking around, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. Everybody likes Mufasa instead. I don't fuck with Mufasa as a dope. Because look what he did to the hyenas, right? The hyenas is obviously supposed to be Mexicans and niggas. Because only two of them speaking the whole shit is Whoopi Goldberg and Cheech. I'm like, look what he did to him, man. Like, Mufasa, man, he instituted Jim Crow in this movie. He banished these niggas to the hood. These hyenas was living on Section 8. And I'm supposed to think they evil. Nah, them niggas is just hungry. Shit. It's crazy, man. This is what Scar did. He integrated them, brought them back in there, equality and shit. But it's crazy. After that, everything turned to shit. You notice how it's dark and gloomy the whole time? Simba was gone and they was in there. I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't think that's how weather works. You know, just bring niggas into a vicinity, all of a sudden the forecast changed. You trying to tell me the sun is racist? The sun came up one day and spit out a Starbucks coffee. Like, who the hell let these jigaboos in here? I was like, it's crazy, man. But speaking of gay iconic characters, some of my favorite figures in pop culture history are gay, is what I realized, you know, like, I didn't even know. I mean, are LGBT, you know, like Luther Vandross, Richard Pryor, SpongeBob SquarePants, you know, these are all LGBT. Y'all remember Nickelodeon about SpongeBob out the closet, right? They said SpongeBob was a member of the LGBTQ community. People got mad. They tried to say he was asexual, right? They brought logic and biology into it, like it's not a talking kitchen utensil. You know, I was watching this episode of SpongeBob. That's a progressive ass show. I seen this episode. SpongeBob and Patrick had adopted a clam. They adopted a clam. They were raising a kid together. These niggas were gay parents. At the end of the episode, the clam flies away, leaves the nest, and then Patrick whispers to SpongeBob, "You're like, let's have another one." That's gay as shit. That's gay as shit. It's crazy, man. SpongeBob is queer. You know, sometimes he's butt buddies with Patrick. Sometimes he getting his sandy cheeks. Sometimes he wants Squidward's tentacles all inside him. I personally feel like SpongeBob gotta be gay, because otherwise that'd be a waste of holes. All right, man. Y'all been a great crowd, man. Give it up for your host.
Michael Beavers, everybody, one more time. All right.